is Russell Amber. Russell, you guys subscribe right at the top, thumbs up the video, and leave a comment at the bottom. So Chris Brown, recently I believe he got arrested, I'm not sure, but he was in questioning, the police were looking for him. The reason why was because he was going crazy after an interview on Today with Good Morning America. So, of course, he was getting an interview because his new album just dropped today, F.A.M.E, which I did listen to a couple of snippets of songs, well, the deluxe version actually, and I really found the CD to be pretty, decent CD. There's some songs that I really did enjoy listening to, maybe want to download some of them, but you guys check out the F.A.M.E, or not the F.A.M.E, check out F.A.M.E, the album by Chris Brown, just got released today, and I'm not a fan of his vocally, but I do think that he does make good music. And what I did enjoy about the album was that it was a good collection of R&B and popish type songs, but he still kept it with the urbanness on it, which is one thing I said in my previous video yesterday about how Chris Brown is doing the pop and the R&B stuff together, which I feel as though these R&B singers should be doing. But back on the topic, he was getting interviewed by Robin Roberts. And, I've seen a couple of videos of her giving interviews to other people, and, she always is a very warm and comforting person. And so for me to hear that, he got exploded or whatever and got upset was kind of shocking. So she was asking questions about the incident with him and Rihanna. Everyone's still on everyone's tongue, even though it's been 2 years. They took so long just to even answer the questions. So, that comes out. And, he gets upset, he kind of brushes off the questions. But one thing I have to say is, when you're being interviewed, I do know that you tell the people, these are questions I don't want to get asked, because I don't want to answer them, And he obviously did not do that. His publicist should have went up to them and said, no, he can't answer these questions. He's not going to answer them, so don't ask him. It's been 2 years. Put that to the past. This is about his album, F.A.M.E., not about the whole Rihanna incident. So, that should have been done right from the get-go. It shouldn't have even been involved. The questions shouldn't have been asked because they should have sent that in. But obviously they didn't. And he also got a little upset because she asked him what his enemies mean. F.A.M.E. is an acronym and stands for Forgive All My Enemies. Enemies obviously goes back to the album. She was relating the question back to the album and asked a simple question. He can't get upset about that because, once again, they didn't say don't ask these kind of questions. And also, it's about his album, so he can't get upset because they're asking questions about his album. And so he gets angry afterwards, and he's like, this is about my album, this is what you should have asked me about, blah, blah, blah. Once again, you should have submitted the question, don't ask me these kind of questions. Not do anything and say don't submit questions about blah blah. She did congratulate him on his probation, all that kind of stuff, and let's put all this stuff aside and let him move on with his career. He should have learned his lessons from with the Rap B incident and the Twitter. You can't do all the reactions that first you can't do everything that first pops into your head. You gotta take time and think about it and cool off. He didn't do that. He was angry, he ripped his shirt off, walking the streets of New York. He threw a chair against the window, the glass shattered all over, the streets of New York. And Chris Brown, you really need to grow up. It shows that you haven't grown up, you haven't changed your ways, and that your anger management hasn't been working. Maybe he needs to go back and take some time off. I think that's one problem with him. He's a very angry person. Maybe he has to express his emotions a little bit more. He has a lot of anger built up inside him still, and he needs to take up boxing, or I don't know what he needs to do, or write songs about how he feels inside, or go to a psychiatrist. But he really needs some help. And another person who needs a lot of help, Charlie Sheen. Even though he's just been offered, I believe he's been offered his job back for 2.5 Men. To me, that's just aiding his addiction. He's not in the right state of mind, and people are still giving to him. He's said to make almost $1 million by the end of the year with his Twitters and his tweets. He's said to make $7 million via his tour, and it's sad because he's a really talented guy, and people are still letting him act the way he wants to act, and they're not saying, hey, you need to stop. if he were to stop getting his paychecks, if people were to stop, following him on Twitter, if people were to stop caring about everything he does, he will learn that he needs to change his ways. But because people are still giving to him, he's saying, hey, I could do whatever I want. I could be the most craziest person and they'll still love me. That's not what he needs. He doesn't need any yes men. He doesn't need people like that around him. He needs people to say, Charlie Sheen, stop, look at what you're doing, and get yourself together. He doesn't have that kind of support around him. He has people who just allows him to do whatever he wants, and that's no good for him. He needs a lot of help, just like Chris Brown, and it's just sad that Chris Brown is always getting the punished for what he did in the past, while Charlie Sheen is getting praised still today, even though what he did in the past is still going on right now. Other people I've noticed that happens to is Christina Aguilera. I was reading a couple of articles, and one of them said that she collapsed on the stage. Another one said she got arrested. Let me make this stuff clear. She didn't collapse on the stage at the Grammys. We all seen that she stumbled a little bit, and she picked herself up. The word collapse is just exaggerating the whole incident, and now people are saying she got arrested. She did not get arrested. She was, her boyfriend got arrested. She didn't get handcuffed. As soon as she sobered up, they will let her go home. But because of the fact that she was so intoxicated she couldn't function, they said, let's put you in, and as soon as you get sobered up, you could go home. Nothing, not a big deal. I understand it's sort of a big deal, but when you're relying on someone else to drive, I mean, you could get as drunk as you want, But hopefully these all people could work out their careers and get some good PR coming out. Chris Brown, hopefully really did not get arrested. Hopefully you can work back on your career and make it better, because this new album is a pretty decent, really good album. And I could see it being nominated for Best R&B Album at the Grammys next year. I could see a couple of songs getting nominated as well. And I could see you make a couple of new, really good videos with a couple of songs. And Charlie Sheen, you're a very talented actor. And I just hope the best for you and Christina. Hopefully you can get back on America's Good Foot with his new Voices show, which I haven't seen. It's a show that's a singing competition. They win $100,000, and they're getting judged basically on their voice. A lot of people don't understand why they do that. But if you look at American Idol, a lot of people got through because of their looks. How many girls got through because of, Steven Tyler and Randy Jackson saying, we think they're pretty? How many people, the little fat kid who was 16, 15 years old, had a pretty good voice, better than a lot of guys that got through, and he didn't make it to the top 24, even though his voice was better than the kid that did get through. But because his image wasn't as good as the next guy, he didn't make it through. Again, with a couple of people in the past, they got through because they were more attractive. I mean, when it comes to voting, I don't know how that's all going to work out. If it's a fan vote, I know the show was on over in Europe. I forget where. I think Sweden or somewhere like that. But hopefully this could help bring Christina Aguilera once again back on America's good side. She's a very talented singer, just like Jennifer Hudson, who released the album Say as well. I listened to it. I don't like it as much as the first one. I was hoping she had a little bit more up-tempo songs like she did with the Tamia song. You Put a Move on My Heart before the remix of Quincy Jones' album. But, it might have to grow on me. But once again, back on Christina, she's a talented person. She's not the best. She has one of the best voices. But I don't think she uses her voice the best way. She has a great vocal range and, ability with her voice, but she doesn't use it always at the best ways that she could. But yeah, hopefully she could get back on instead of people, dogging her, saying she's copying this person like they did with Lady Gaga, or saying she's crazy and all sorts of stuff, and putting this negative publicity at her, even though they didn't take a chance to listen to her music, which was nothing like Lady Gaga. But hopefully she could get back on America's Good Foot. I thought that was going to happen, but then her movie bombed. If they say it flopped, only because it didn't do well here, but it made the same amount plus in foreign regions, and so her movie made like 80 million or like 90 million almost. So so that's pretty decent. It flopped one because it only made 39 here. But you guys, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment, tell you guys think about the new show Voices. Do you guys like Chris Brown or Jim Hudson's new album? You guys think Chris Brown went too far with how he was acting, or you think it's it's judgeable, or he could have did it because it was the right thing for him to do, or do you guys think that he should stop acting and think before he make the actions? And you guys think that all these stars could have a comeback when they are finished with their sobering out? Thanks you guys for watching.